What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. The shit hit the fan, and we want to know who was the man. Who came through more victorious? Was it Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, the one that never sat down, that paced back and forth, talking then here and fro? Or was it Deontay Wilder, which wasn't much for words, but we got more from these words than we did ever before this year? So that's what the live stream is about. You guys come one, come all. Hit that like button as you come in. We have a lot to discuss. Okay. When you come in, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Show your support. It is in session. This is what this is about. So, we got a lot of development. We had Bob Arum showing his ass, which is funny as Hades, by the way. So, him saying, hey, fuck her and fuck them. Judge Kurt is in session. St. Don. How do you read? Let's see. Jose Nava just uppercut the like button. There you go. Gerard, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Man, just enjoying this day. Enjoying this Thursday. Having me a nice cold drink. Jason Taylor says Fury won straight off the bat. He was the first one to put his vote in. So counterpunch to you, Jason Taylor. All right. So we have Bob Arum. Bob Arum was like, they shouldn't have a fucking face-off. And it's crazy, man. It's really crazy that, like, why wasn't it that way? I think the problem is about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. They should admitted or acknowledged rather where these guys were with each other. I think Fury won and sold that fight as well. Andrew Michael, hi from Cardiff, counterpunch to you. Greetings from Amsterdam. Amsterdam in the house. Now, Konza, is it Somagaka? Good points from both sides. Let's explain. What were the good points? Can anybody tell me the good points on both sides that both guys had? I would like to know before I start counterpunching, you know? Let's hit that like button. You know, I was amazed on what I saw. I was kind of satisfied. It's just like something I desperately wanted to hear because none of the shit made sense to me if nobody talked about it. Like, if there's a big ass elephant in the room that you walk in, why wouldn't you talk about the elephant? You know what I mean? Like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm doing well, man. I like your dress. I like your coat, everything. Oh, man, those shoes. Hey, Sally, how you doing? That dress is banging, girl. That's what's up. Yeah. Hey, Bobby, I like that. Hey, I like that shirt, man. I like that shirt. Oh, you got your braces out. But meanwhile, you have this fucking horn, like this noise of an elephant. And then nobody's recognizing. Nobody's acknowledging. That's what the shit felt like to me. I'm like, dude, like, why isn't anybody talking about the cheating? You know, that should have been first. I mean, don't mean I'm still not disappointed. I'm still pissed off about it because that would have been the first thing. So they're still late to me. Okay. Yeah, they did change the ref. And I wonder whose idea was it to change the ref. Can somebody tell me? I know I heard about that, but I really didn't read as much. I don't know who the ref was versus who the ref is now, the new ref. Fury won, and he even got Wilder to say he fired Mark Breland for throwing in the towel. Mark, counterpunch to you. But it's like this. Um, that took a lot of cleverness to get that out of Wilder, because normally Wilder wasn't going to say anything. So I really think it's a combination between Kate Abdo and Tyson Fury. Um, Kate was like, "Listen, you're making me nervous with those headphones. Like, what is that?" And then really that was her low key way of saying, "Yo, man, that's disrespectful. Can you take that shit off? I'm trying to talk to you. You can ignore Tyson Fury, but please don't ignore me. I don't have a pony in the show. I work for Fox PBC, and please give me some respect and allow me to do my job," if that made sense. So Kate, shout out to Kate. And she's fun. I would love her in one of my shirts to model my channel. That would be actually awesome. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to wear a shirt. She could just say, "Hey, welcome to Counterpunch Boxing News. I'm Kate. Please subscribe." I'd actually love that. When I run into her, I will definitely get her to do that for me. If she would. I'm waiting for after weighing before I say who won. Okay, Pete, fair enough. Because they're still you look, tomorrow they got to do a weigh-in. So this shit ain't over. Maybe because and if they don't have a face-off tomorrow, at least have those guys looking at each other like we got before. And what I don't understand is, like, Bob was, he was spewing out a bunch of shit about it. "You could have fucking fucked the fight up, you son of a bitches. Fuck Kate. Fuck you, Kate. You look like my ex-wife's daughter, you cunt." I'm like, whoa, what did you say? Hey, man, he went in, man. He went in. Michael Doyle, salute to you, brother. Fury by a mile. Have a look at Believing Bruce's YouTube channel. He's an expert in body language. Wilder's confidence is close to zero, according to him. Wow. I didn't see Bruce's yet. I will take a look at it sometime today. They changed the ref on Wilder Fury. Promo 130. Tell me, who did they have versus who did they have now? Can somebody tell me that? Because I don't know. You know what I mean? That was just another thing. That was just another thing that they brought, that Wilder used. Like, yo, the ref was drunk. He was a crab in the barrel, but he took a point from Tyson Fury. Like, I don't get that at all. And I think Wilder's out of his fucking mind, because the reason for that is, you call a guy crab in the barrel. That's like that's some more under the table kind of, low key racist shit. Like, not even racist, but prejudice, like self prejudice. Like, that's what he meant. Like, crabs in the barrel. If you guys don't know what that means, I will explain it to you. All right. Russell Moore as the new ref. But who was the old ref? What the fuck? Can't post the Scotland flag? Damn, I guess not, right? Kate's originally from Manchester, Kurt. Did you know that? No, I didn't. Bob Arum isn't a Kate Abdo fan. He sure the hell isn't. Kate buttered him up. You know us men can't resist a beautiful woman. Jose Nava, counterpunch to you. Listen, sex sells, man. Look, now let me ask you a question. Now, I don't know who was there before. Who was that person that was the commentator before? You know, that damn broad. Oh man, on your bike. Look, um, let's see. All right. Who pocketed the security money for their own gain? One. You ain't lying because there was no security. You had Kate, Wilder, Fury, Shelly Finkel. I'm like, Shelly, and you know what that tells me also? I think Jay Diaz got fired in two different ways. I don't think he's no longer a manager either. I think he's just kind of like a low key ass cut man. He just getting a check. He just want to be a part of the ride. But I can understand that if I'm Jay Diaz and I'm like, yo, I'm a Alabama cat, you know what I mean, or wherever, Miss Alabama, and I've been with this guy that became WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Then he's suddenly pissed off at me because he's accusing Tyson Fury of cheating, and that was my job. Well, I want my check still, but then I don't want him to fire me like they did Mark, because shit, Mark ain't getting no more money. I still want some money because I still have a gym to run, right? And whatever the hell JD's got going on, you don't know what people, their life is like, their debt, the situations, the repercussions that they're in. He might need that damn money. And he's still there. He's like damn near the last man standing amongst those cats. See, few fans have meltdown over All American judges. This not forget UK judge gave the first fight a draw. Del Boy, if I was Wilder, that was the opportunity to show the world that so-called evidence I had. Boo-yah. Del Boy, there you go. Booyah. Counterpunch. Listen, if you had evidence, that shit should have been look, that shit should have been in a nice package or like a fucking how like old comic books come in where they got the double pane plastic over it, front and back, right? That should be in that. Or at least give us a projector, make a scene, and show everybody, show the world. That would have been some gangster shit. If you really think about it, like if Wilder just sat there and was like, I know what I saw and I have proof. Your eyes can tell you everything, but I have proof. And then, and Tyson would have said, you can't do anything about it, Jadolsa. Right? And then he came out with that shit and just shut shit down. That would have been probably one of the most interesting press conferences, because this press conference wouldn't have been a courtroom, because courtrooms are mostly private, right? So you don't really know what the fuck's going on. It's over 100. Here we go. So you don't really know what's going on in a courtroom. You just kind of see sometimes sketches and shit, unless you're OJ or somebody like that. But it's like if they would have had a projector and set that shit up, or even like what Cotto did. You remember what Cotto did with Margarito, and they were in the face off, and Cotto had, his evidence there, and it was a picture of a cracked ass wrap that swole up on Margarito's fucking hand, and all Margarito could say is, no, nada. Esta mierda es nada. Que la palabra como tú dices, mierda. He was very annoyed, but you can understand it. They were trying to start something for ratings. Well, I mean, he had to do so. If it was for ratings, it worked, because Deontay Wilder was just trying to do some evil shit. He wasn't trying to promote the fight. He's just trying to, knock Tyson Fury's head off. He trying to show him brutality. His brain is very violent right now. So he's not trying to sell a fight. Wilder's objectives. Well, here's the thing. He said more in the last couple of weeks than he said the whole time. So there you go. So he said way more. Believing Bruce, a great channel, had a great breakdown of AJ's body language before the fight. Well, now we're talking about AJ. Yeah, AJ, man. AJ needs a lot of he needs something added to his camp. So it was no Kenny Bayless to begin with. Well, if it was Kenny Bayless, Wilder would have a problem with that, but that's cool. I don't care because, see, that's something less you have to worry about. That's another thing that you cannot use in your favor if shit doesn't go your way. See, if you want to talk about the ref, you got rid of the ref. Cool. No Kenny Bayless. You talked about your envious, jealous trainer. Okay, fine. You got rid of him too. So that's two. The gloves, okay, you're gonna fucking look at them. So you don't have to worry about that as much, I guess, because he's a gypsy. So, gypsies can be, they can do strange things and, slick shit, where no one sees it. First was Ortega, now Russell Mora. Why was it like, what's wrong with Ortega though? What the fuck was wrong with Ortega? He looks like a pretty solid dude. I haven't seen anything from Ortega that I noticed that he's done bad. So what the hell? The ref was drunk. That's crazy stuff right there. I mean, that's what the man said. He said the ref was drunk. He said that the ref was also a crab in the barrel. But like, if Kenny Bayless would have taken a point from Deontay Wilder on top of being dropped twice, then he might have a point, because it's like, okay, there would be no reason, and there wasn't enough warnings for Kenny Bayless to do what he did to Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? So how can you say that about Kenny when Kenny took the point away from Tyson to even that fight up? Because, see, let's say this. Tyson dropped Deontay in the third round, right? Sorry, if we're in Germany, it'd be like this, right? Okay, in the third round, he was dropped. Fourth round, that was another Fury round. Fifth round, he was dropped again. Now, by the second knockdown, Kenny Bayless took a point away from Tyson. So that made that more even. All had to happen, people, was Deontay Wilder to come back, hit him, and drop him. That fight would have been even. It would have been more interesting because it would have been back where they wanted it to be. I don't know where the scorecards were anyway. I don't think Wilder was winning, but I mean, nobody cared because the fight was stopped. Because, I mean, we know what we saw. See, people, if I'm Wilder, I would be careful on saying what we saw. We saw a guy beat the shit out of you. Hold up from England. Great. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Big up for standing up. Let's see. Kurt, what do you stunning for? I don't understand. Females like Kate give the best head. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Big up for standing up for Breland. For Fury standing up for Breland. Well, big up for Malik Scott standing up for Breland too. You have to remember that. Wilder's problem is he's surrounded by sycophants that are maintaining his false reality. Abbreviation, yes men. Well, nobody I don't think that's the most popular thing to talk to a fighter, because, see, it's like this. Think about it, people. Would you rather not talk about a certain situation that a fighter believes, or convince the fighter that what he believes is false? I think Wilder, in the sense, Wilder had to believe that shit. He had to believe what happened to him, because that would explain how he was defeated. He needed a reason. He got one. Mentally, he has one. You can't tell me that Wilder don't believe he cheated. Because I don't see Wilder as just a big ass liar. I see him as a narcissist at times. I see him as a guy with a hell of an ego. That's why I see where this is coming from. Now, does Wilder just like a guy that's a big ass lie? No. I don't think he's the smartest motherfucker in the world, but I think at the end of the day, when you have an ego like Wilder, when you have an ego, an image, the persona, this bravado that you have about yourself, if you have all that going for you and you believe in it, it's easy for anybody to tell you this is what had happened and you believe it. If you're so full of yourself, you're like, that's what happened. That motherfucker cheated me. I know he couldn't punch. Well, that's one of those things that's easier to believe than a guy that you labeled as a pillow puncher beat you up. That's a bad that's something hard to swallow right there. So you have to realize that. You have to realize that Wilder needed something to come into play that helped Fury like it did, like that. That's what happened. Facts for sale. Wilder, I wasn't going to say anything. 40 minutes later, he said everything. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the power of Fury. Fury dug that shit out of him. Kate set up the platform. She set it up like, look, this has to be discussed. These guys are something that we have to have off you, that comes off you. It was set up like that. I don't know what the hell Bob Arum's problem was. Bob probably had something else going on. I don't know. There was no time where Kate came through and was like, hey, said something in regards to Tyson or helped Deontay Wilder that it made Tyson look foolish. No, she set it up and let it ride. That's what happened. She set it up and let it ride. She was like, hey, is this something that you want to talk about? We can discuss it. We'll give both people time to talk. You know what I mean? She was a good mediator. There's nothing wrong. It was perfect. I wish they would have hired Kate in July. Remember in July when fucking Wilder did that bullshit and put the glasses on and he was like, I ain't saying shit. Time for bloodshed. Off with his head. And I ain't gonna say no more. Remember that? Well, we needed her then. And she's fucking gorgeous. She's gorgeous, man. What do you stunt? Okay, I think he's asked me, who do I stunt for? I've done Black Panther, Luke Cage, Black and Blue, those type of things. That were all stunt stuff, and several other damn shows. But anyway, you see Shelly whispering some shit in Wilder's ear yesterday. Yeah, it was like, I think what Shelly was trying to say. That's a very good question. Shout out to D 115 times, because I want to know 115 times what the hell Shelly had to say. I do, because it's something he said during the lines of like either business or something he shouldn't say, or something that he shouldn't get, or a point that he shouldn't get to. Okay. Because Shelly was, Tyson was like, yeah, tell him what to say, Shelly. Tell him. Because at that point, because see, I'm going to tell you what Shelly did. This is what I believe. All right. Hear me out. I believe that Carol Relly tried to set it up, though. Wilder's holding. Fuck, JD's is in debt. I don't know sports banter. I don't know if he's in debt or not. I'm just saying, like, yo, you threw your dignity right out the window to keep a steady paycheck. He might have 10 kids. He might have some shit going on. He might have a lot of child support. He might have alimony. He might have a couple ex-wives that want that money. He might have a lot of shit. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with him. I don't know if, you know what I mean? Maybe it's some financial shit. So you can't really, JD's like, fuck that. I ain't saying nothing. I'm chilling. I'm getting a check. Okay, I don't have to be head trainer. Fuck, I don't know nothing, no way. I'm saying getting a check. somebody asks you something, later, no comment, no comment, man, no comment, man, no comment. You'll probably tell that motherfucker at the bar, man, I'm telling you, the motherfucker, I checked them goddamn gloves. I'm telling you, man, I checked them. The motherfuckers were all right. I seen them 100 times. He just got fucking beat. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him. Bartender, another shot for here, my buddy right here. Yeah. Dillian loses his mind over anything. They need security and not a female host. Well, that's a good thing. Dillian White and Deontay Wilder should need, because see what's going to happen. You know what? Dillian White, and I haven't forgot about what Shelly said, so you guys stay with me. I just want to get some of these comments out of the way. Dillian White and Deontay Wilder, if Wilder beats Fury, that shit's going to be like Canelo, Caleb Plant. 100% guaranteed. It's going to be some shit like that. What goes down with Dillian White, if he beats Otto Wallin and Deontay Wilder does a bomb squad and fucking runs over Tyson Fury, hits him with that right hand, and then stops everything, okay, all the momentum from British rivalry, all that shit will be gone. Don't worry about that. Now we have a whole new layer. It's almost like a volcano came and melted everything away, and now we got some new earth and shit growing. That's what's going to happen, right? So, Deontay Wilder, Dillian White, it will be Britain versus USA all over again, and it won't be what people thought it was. Everybody thought it was Wilder, Joshua. Nope. It will be Wilder, White. Dillian White, Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, Dillian White. The interim WBC heavyweight champion versus the WBC super heavyweight champion. And that shit's going to go, and then people, and they're going to fuck up. Watch. If it's Fox PB, they're gonna do some cheap shit like they did yesterday, and then they're gonna let that shit fly. And then Dillian White's gonna fucking try to slap Deontay Wilder, and all these motherfuckers you're gonna have black Brits and black American fighters and entourage, all of them gonna pile on each other. That shit's gonna look like Lewis versus Tyson. Watch what I tell you. And the fight still happened though, right? Even in Mike Tyson bit Lennox Lewis. He had a technique shot, and he went on about his way. Okay? That's exactly what happened. It sounds like they weren't expecting any real animosity with no security at all. Well, I think it caught them by surprise because they thought Tyson Fury was going to skip and dance and and dance a jig or some shit, but that didn't happen. Okay? He started talking about shit that I guess they weren't prepared. I don't think they were prepared for it, because if they were prepared for it, Deontay Wilder, I think he is a guy that needs something rehearsed. I do. I think this shit has to be planned. I don't think he can really talk off the fly. If you look at the words that he says, I ain't the best with words, but I'm pretty damn good, and I'm a lot better than Deontay Wilder, but I fuck up from time to time. But I think Deontay Wilder has to be coached in the things that he says. Look, let me prove it to you. If you guys can remember the first sit down, I think it was Beyond the Gloves or whatever, and they were in England, and him and Tyson Fury, and he was talking, and he was kind of calm. Wilder can talk if he's calm. If he gets mad, then I think the words kind of fumble a little bit or whatever, and then he'll do some shit off the radar. Like he was trying to talk to Tyson, and Tyson was beating him at that talking game. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean, your ancestors? What do you mean by that? Are you supposed to be a Christian? I don't believe in any of that. This is what I don't like you anymore. I thought we and you were just alike. Well, I know we're worlds apart. That type of shit. And then he started telling him things like that. And Wilder at the time, on the fly, didn't really have that type of quickness, that sharpness, that sweet tongue I was telling you about, like Malik Scott has. Malik has it. Eddie Hearn has it. Tyson Fury has it. You know what I mean? Like Floyd Mayweather sometimes has it. Who else? Muhammad Ali has it. A lot of people have that. Who's that? Prince Asim Ahmed had it. He can talk off the fly. He can give you responses just quick. He's quick-witted. But Wilder wasn't like that. So what did Wilder do, people? There's only one Bronx Bomber, and then at that point, it's like, okay, what the fuck did that come from? You took Tyson's shit and used it for your own, I guess, but it was something that he thought that was going to work because he wanted Tyson Fury to shut the fuck up. Just like yesterday. Okay. Yesterday, it was more like, hey, it was almost like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not in his nature to be calm. Okay. His temperament is Bomb Squad. He wants to make a chick shake when he yells. That's his true nature. His true nature ain't that shit yesterday. That's not his true nature. His true nature ain't to be calm, cool. You violent. You want a body. You want to knock somebody out. You want to knock their brains out like taking a watermelon and squash it on the ground. He wants that type of shit. He doesn't want this shit he's doing. That shit he's doing, like I told you guys yesterday, it's all a fucking, it's all an act. He's acting. He was acting yesterday, and the shit almost got out of hand. And if they probably would have got face to face based on what was happening, there might have been some scuffles because Tyson Fury would have been saying some shit. You think I'm a shit, you pussy, you bitch, you bitch. And then that, like, Wilder wouldn't have took that shit. You know, his girl be like, Wilder, no! Wilder, no! Just die! Start swinging and shit. You know what I mean? So that's why they didn't have it. And Bob was like, no, you fucking idiots. We've spent a lot of money. He's about to have a fucking heart attack. Ah! No, so look. That shit there, that's how it was. That's how it is, and Fury, but like Fury was on Aints though, and I think what it comes down to, if you're an aggressive person naturally, you would be like, you know what, Tyson Fury had him based on how Wilder normally is. Because you have to take an effect of how Wilder is now, or how he's acting, or whatever, his condition, his mental state now, whatever, how he's speaking now versus how he was. How he was in your face. I want you to shut me up. I want to talk shit. I'm the baddest man on the planet. Fuck Mike Tyson. I am Mike Tyson. I'm Mike Tyson 2000. Fuck that. I will get the job done. One punch. Everybody can box. You got to be perfect for 12 rounds. I have to be perfect for 15 seconds or whatever. I'm that guy. You know what I mean? And that's who he was. That's who he sold himself. And Anthony Joshua's a pussy. And Tyson Fury can't punch. Yeah, he was nervous pumped. So like if you were a kind of an introverted, calmer person, you'll see like, okay, well, why is he so mad? But then again, you have to apply the same principle, people. Okay? You have to take the condition of Tyson Fury, how he was and how he acts now versus how he acted back then or before. And then you draw your conclusion. If Tyson Fury hasn't changed the shit that he says and the way that he talks, what has changed? So it's like this. Who would you believe? A person that changed his total attitude or a person that didn't change at all? I mean, we have to look at that right. So someone's personality totally changed, right? Like Wilder's the kind of guy that he's like, hey, I ain't talking a lot. I ain't saying this. And then I think his purpose was, because you remember that first encounter when he first seen Tyson Fury, they fucking looked at each other 6 minutes. Well, he went to Barbershop Conversations and Ellie Setback, and he told them both, like, hey, try to sell this shit without me. See, now he's in trouble. So I think his objective was not to sell the fight and let Tyson Fury sit there and, kind of, run along and do what he needed to do, because Deontay Wilder intentionally didn't want to sell it because he wanted Tyson Fury to, like, that's going to hurt him. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if anything, it's like, if he beats you, he's going to fight Joshua, but there is no Joshua now. Joshua's going to fight Usyk again. Okay. The leg rub and nose when he was asked about the gloves indicated unsettlement. Kurt, go back and look. Wilder's body language. Fury got his mind, body, and soul. This fight could end in a disqualification. I will look at it again. Can't wait for Wilder to try and go to the body and get smashed with a big right hand over the top. No, not that. Us Brits gamers. Kurt was going to let Fury sell it. He was going to let Fury sell it. I mean, well, he wasn't going to sell it without talking about what Wilder already said, but Wilder wouldn't say anything. That's what angered me, because I'm like, okay, what the fuck are you not doing? And then I was like, okay, well, look, let's look at this way. Well, what is Tyson not doing? Damian R. That's why I look at it, some weird ass disqualification. Some weird ass disqualification. And I think with both of these guys at this point, if these motherfuckers end up fighting again, I'm with this. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't. I think these guys may be the fuck, because you think about it. Who have they done? Luis Ortiz, Vladimir Klitschko. Who else? Otto Wallin and Dominic Brazil. Come on. Those guys with their two resumes compared to like Dillian White and Anthony Joshua, they don't fucking mean much. They don't mean much at all, the shit that they've done. You know, so it's like, well, you guys are busy fighting each other, but like, okay, well, dude, all right, this movie was good and you made 2 sequels, but then come on, like, can you star in something else? You know what I mean? This fight is going to be a very angry and messy based on the body language. I think so too. And look, at the end of the day, Nikki, I think that the reason for that is that's why Bob Arum did not want that face off. He didn't want that face off, you know, and, you know, but you look at the guy's body language, you view 2 aggressive guys, you view a once upon a time Deontay Wilder praising Tyson Fury for helping him sell the fight because he's with someone that knows how to sell a fight, for one. For 2, he's on the level because he's been somewhere that he's never been, fighting Klitschko for the world, multiple championships. And, you know, he doesn't have to, he's worried, he's with someone that's also exciting. So those guys had a good chemistry when they sold the fight each other. A lot of that shit, they pushed each other back and forth. That was all orchestrated, but it was acceptable between the 2 because they know, hey, we're selling this fucking thing. Fuck Anthony Joshua, right? That's what they were doing, because they were competing and using themselves to compete with other fighters, which was the other fighter, which AJ. So they wanted to take AJ out of the thing because AJ, with the endorsements and all the money he was making, they wasn't doing that shit. They were making $3 and $4 million fucking dollars, where this dude was making 20 million pounds in Wembley, and then selling out Wembley, then Sky Sports, then the endorsement. So it was like, look, we need to AJ, we need to come together and get together and team up on AJ and show AJ that he's not the only motherfucker around. That's what they did. Okay, so, but the problem is with Wilder, he became too invested, and Tyson Fury showed him like, hey, mate, you shouldn't be in too investment in it because it's time to make some money. That's what Tyson Fury did by signing with ESPN. That Wilder felt betrayed. Wilder, believe it or not, he's a very loyal person. He is. He's a very loyal person unless he doesn't like you. Think about it. He didn't like Mark Breland. He didn't like Eddie Hearn either. He did not like Anthony Joshua because of Eddie Hearn. And therefore, he doesn't want to deal with anyone he really doesn't like. He did not like fucking DAZN, right? So, but that's Wilder. He did like Showtime. He did love Al Heyman, right? He's a loyal person. He's still with Shelly Finkel. I don't know why he left Lou DiBella, because I guess Lou DiBella introduced him to DAZN, which he doesn't like DAZN, right? Cool. But Wilder, you know, he had loyalty. So he was loyal to Tyson, and found out Tyson didn't have his type of loyalty. That angered Wilder. It angered Wilder last year. See, look, do you guys understand that the accusations were still not as important, which all the shit it's supposed to be criminal, but you understand that the accusations that were against Tyson Fury, that was said about Tyson Fury by Team Wilder, still were not important or as important as the 3rd fight. Do you understand that? Let me say that again, all right? See, Wilder allegedly getting beat up by egg weights and shit in his gloves and cheating, and Mark Breland and the ref and all that, that still didn't mean more than the third fight. It didn't measure, okay? It couldn't compete with the third fight. Wilder didn't come out until he thought Tyson Fury was going to do what? Betray him again, leave him again. That's when shit got real. Do you see what I'm saying? Shit got real when Tyson Fury was like, I said I'm fighting. I'm not done. The contract is over. It's expired, so I'm not fighting Deontay Wilder. That's when Wilder became unglued. That's when he came out of hiding. That's when he came out of the Rock or where the fuck he was at. And then he started spitting off, shooting off shit. Y'all, he'll cut off the ring and Fury will have big problems. He nearly lost Wallin. He didn't nearly lose to Wallin. He should have, look, Ash Barr. It's not about him losing. It wasn't like a technical thing that Wallin was doing and just had his number. No. Tyson Fury had a fucked up 2 bad cuts under his eye that actually should have been stopped, but only for that technicality, not because of skill set. Fury was beating Otto Wallin. Don't make it, he was getting his shots in. He was catching them. Shorter guy with uppercuts, right hooks, moving around, spinning around. Yes, he was getting pressed by Otto Wallin, but Tyson Fury owned that fight, okay? He was just getting pressured, but the pressure and the importance of that was, the scary thing was the cuts. Rivas versus Joyce. That would be good. I would prefer Rivas versus Ruiz again. Ruiz and Rivas in the professional rankings. I think that'll be a good fight. And you know what? I give Rivas to knock out Ruiz. I don't think Ruiz would want to fight like that ever. But then again, you got Mr. Bob Arum that'll never make that fight happen. Wallin was robbed. Fuck no, he was not robbed. Tyson Fury won that fight. The cut man won that fight. Well, shit. I mean, the eye was still terrible. Wilder fans, when Wilder destroyed again, you have no more king. He will retire, move into Love Island with Malik Scott. Look, if he loses, he just loses. If he sold the fight off that, if that was the thing, I mean, nobody's really going to the extreme of doing what they could. Wallin was robbed. Greg, I know, right? Rivas is a bridgerweight now. He can't fight Ruiz. That's sad, Aslam. He fell for that fucking Mauricio bullshit, didn't he? Rules got a Booth tattoo. Oh, Ruiz got a booty tattoo. Yeah. Show Snow. I'm a Wilder fan, but if he loses, he loses. I don't get paid regardless. No, you must have bet on him. White will cut off the ring. He hits harder than Wallin. Okay. Shit, Joshua hit harder than Usyk too. Look what happened. Wallin been living off getting bitch slapped by Fury 12 rounds and points win. King Midas, he did what he did. I mean, he did a pretty decent job. Shit, he didn't win. I mean, but perception is a mother sucker. Look at those cuts. If people seen that cut and people watched that cut, they really didn't watch the fight. They watched the cut. They watched the effect of Otto Wallin's punch open that cut or those cuts up on Tyson Fury's face. So that whole fight, really, they were watching Tyson Fury avoid that fucking left hand of Otto to save that cut. That's what really the fight was about. It wasn't about, Eileen just did this good. No. Kurt, what do you think about Tim Witherspoon's comment that we will know the winner after just 30 seconds of the fight? I have no idea, because that to me, that doesn't make any sense. Why? Because Deontay Wilder's dangerous from rounds 1 to rounds 12, unless he gets stopped. So I don't, because, with that logic, okay, well, shit. Luis Ortiz was beating him both fights, and he still got knocked out. So that doesn't make sense. Shit. AJ has his day, just an athlete at best. Fury is the hope of the UK. Cyber West. Okay, Tyson Fury's the hope of the UK. He better stay up. I'm late, but wanted to ask Kurt, who do you Wait a minute, I missed my. Who do you think will win the trilogy fight and why? I have no idea, Hollow. I think it would be some weird shit. I think Wilder would probably, he'd get some points deducted or maybe a disqualification. Especially, and see, this is something you have to take into play. If shit doesn't go his way, it could be a situation where he does lose it. You know, have you seen Fury's new big Dawsa ring stool? I have not. It has to be a big, tall ass stool. I know Joshua got to have a big. That stool's like this tall. I'm like, damn, dude. Well, it shows you that Fury's not a fucking quitter. DJ Duncan James. I'm late, but wanted to ask Kurt, who do you think? Okay, I already got that. Nah, Miller is finished. He got caught, and the promoters won't risk it. No, he'll be back. He will be back. All he has to do is beat someone credible. You don't have to always deal with top rank and stuff like that. He has to start relatively small and come back and actually start getting a reputation of fighting some clean fights, and people will give it to him. And Jarrell Miller is another guy with gift of gab. He has the sweet tongue. He will get fights. Trust me. He just has to stay away from the dick pills and every other pill. He'll be fine. Wilder to retire after loss or fight Ruiz or someone after. Mr. J, who the fuck is Ruiz going to fight? That's the number one question. Everybody's having good fights. Dillian White has Otto Wallin. You have Luis Ortiz calling out Joe Joyce. You have Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder doing it again. You have Anthony Joshua fighting Usyk again. And I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is the former unified heavyweight champion of the world? Who the fuck is he going to fight? Like, what is his deal? You fought Chris Arreola and you looked shitty doing that. So, like, again, like, oh, you were going to fight Ortiz. Dude, I'm losing more and more respect for Ruiz. I'm losing respect for him. Because it's like, dude, show us somebody that you're going to fucking fight. That at least you can be like, damn, who would win that fight? Miller's got a lot to say from Peels. Y'all got to let's see. Big Pharmacy Miller. Wilder can get back on the road. The end of it will lead to Fury as old body. I hate when that shit happens. Somebody leave a comment you're reading and it just like fucking skyrockets up. Remember when the LDBC channels would insist in inconsistency? Right. That Fury wouldn't show up for the third. Yeah. I mean, they said that. Curtin just cut this mustache off. It's like tickling my nose hair. How much longer are we gonna see these guys? Well, the thing is, I would love to see them fight other people. Not fight each other and then fight each other and then hey, I might fight this guy. Then no, fight each other. No, dude, stop. Well, if he doesn't beat Usyk, Joshua, he will lose credibility. He will still be a star to a certain degree. People will still love him. He could still sell out like O2 arenas in certain fights. It'll go to like 10-round fights or whatever. You know what I mean? Because he's lost all the belts because he had all the belts. So it's almost like you're at the very top and you start falling. And if you fall, it's like you lose it all. So where do you go? So they have to start him off with someone like, I don't know. It would have to be somebody that, that we never heard of. And if he gets beat by that person, I don't know what to say. He because Usyk, if Usyk beats him again, he will be beat by that guy, and that's the only guy that he's never beat. But it looks bad because now you got 3 losses. You know how we are in this Mayweather era. Fury would murder Dillian White. I don't know. Styles make fights. Because see, Dillian's not going to play with him. He's not going to give a shit about feints. He's going to come in with a strong jab, and he's going to throw like crazy right hooks across his head, behind his head, left hooks to the body. He's going to do that. Get Arum Fury to the Love Fest in Wilder's camp. AJ versus Wilder, the redemption battle. That would be good. But Wilder has to lose too. Now, if Wilder loses, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me, even though I don't want him to lose. But him losing wouldn't surprise me. And in fact, it'll put Tyson Fury where he needs to be, right? We will see a Fury versus White. Okay, that's if Dillian gets past Otto Wallin, and then Wilder. I don't know where he would go, but if he doesn't plan to stop or to hang it up, I want to see what he does with like Charles Martin. I think Charles Martin would be a good fight for him. You know what I mean? And if he can beat Charles Martin, he got beat by Fury, then he comes back and he beats Charles Martin, and then maybe Kalnaki or whatever. And if Joshua loses, then if he beats Charles Martin, okay, well, that's the leftover to Joshua. So those guys can fight. And they can fight in Nigeria. Just like I mentioned, they can fight in Nigeria. They can fight any damn where. They can fight in Madison Square Garden. That would be good. Two former heavyweight champions doing it again. Going toe-to-toe, never before. White too chinny, more than AJ even. And he gasses out, similar to in the middle rounds. I don't know because, see, I haven't seen Dillian White. Think about it. When was the last time you seen Dillian White go to distance? Fucking 2019, over 2 years ago almost, because he fought Darius Walk. Was that 10 or 12? Okay, but even though, he was fat, he was gassing, he was still throwing, but he was like, dude, this dude's out of shape. So I don't know where Dillian White is, like stamina-wise or endurance-wise. I don't know how the hell he is. Because he got knocked out last year, right? He got knocked out last year in the 5th round by Povetkin. He stopped Povetkin, I think, in the 3rd or 4th round this fight. So, I mean, you don't know how good he will do. Now, we know he looks good. He looks better than he did before. Dillian always blowing on 12 rounds. He did that against Rivas. He did it against Rivas. He did it against Parker. He knocked out Lucas Brown. Who did he fight before then? So Walk, Rivas, Chisora, then Brown, right? No. Chisora, then Joseph Parker, then Lucas Brown, right? White versus Wallin. Let's see where he's at. Good fight. Yeah, man, and that shit, look, Dillian White, if he loses, that's just fucking it. You know what I mean? Like, dude, get your money, start managing. Because it's like every time you get in position, you get knocked right the fuck back down. You know what I mean? And by the time he gets back, he will probably be, fucking 35, 34. Imagine if Lennox Lewis landed an uppercut on White. Dillian White will be knocked out. That's what'll happen. He'll be like Tyson, then fall down. You know what I mean? Lennox Lewis will fucking push you down, like kind of shove you and help you out. Just like he did Mike Tyson, that fucking bastard. Yes, I called him a bastard. I did. I called him a bastard. Lennox Lewis is an absolute beast. He's an absolute beast. He can fight his ass off. I think he still can. I think Lennox Lewis, I would like to see Lennox Lewis do an exhibition, honestly. I would like to see that, right? Because I want to see what Lennox Lewis has. I want to see where his reflexes are. I want to see what he can still do. I would like to see him in there with somebody. Not Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe is too damaged as a human being now because of his career. He's not the same. I'm watching the trilogy at my old job at AMC. I can't wait 48 hours, Kurt. Oh, Jordan Benson. Hey, that's a good idea. That's straight from that Mayweather book, Al Heyman shit. Put that shit in the theaters. You guys also understand that the theaters now have drinks. Like AMC's, they have like a liquor department. They didn't have that before. That was my thing. I'm like, damn, the worst part about that shit, you can't get a drink. You can now. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, you probably guys in the UK can do that shit. You can get it. I'd like to see Lewis fight Tyson again. I would love to see Tyson knock out Lennox Lewis because that wouldn't be just an exhibition. That would be some shit where Tyson Fury has something. Mike Tyson has something to prove. So he would go in there. Yo, Kurt, you missed my super chat. When did you send a super chat? I missed it. Damn, I'm sorry. I didn't see a super chat. There we go. My fault. Nicholas, counterpunch to you. Kurt, LDBC better get rich about to get rich on conspiracy videos. Yeah. That's all right. I can get rich off anti-conspiracy videos. I can't imagine watching it at the cinema. Isn't that a bit weird? No, it's not at all. The shit's really dope, especially with a good beer. And in like in AMC or especially like Regal cinemas, you have like reclining and you can kind of sit back and watch it instead of like kind of like in there in the seats like you're in a fucking Spirit airline seat, little ass seats, Lennox beat a Tyson out on drug. Well, Lennox Lewis is badass, man. He peaked later, therefore he was better later. Lennox Lewis always had Mike's number. I'm biased, so I don't know. He might have, but there's no way of knowing. That's the good thing. You know what I mean? Because when Mike was kicking ass and you know what I mean, and Lennox Lewis was thin and tall, maybe Mike would have caught him with one of those punches. Bow, bow, boop, boop. Caught him over the top. You know what I mean? Daventry UK, DJ or DJeds TV, counterpunch to you. Tyson Fury said he is putting horseshoes in his gloves next time. It's crazy. Kurt, do you think Ike Barabucci would have beaten Lennox Lewis? Yep. I think Lennox Lewis would have got beaten by Ike. It would have been a good fight, though. Because he would have used the jab to get in. They would have went toe-to-toe. Lennox Lewis would have used the bit. He would have probably been a little better with the jab. But Ike would have been able to get in with his jab. And when he got inside, he had no problems letting big shots go. And I think with Lennox Lewis, that would have been something that, it would have been one of those, dude, that shit depresses me because Ike Barabucci was off the chain. He was off the rack. Prime Mike would have Frank Bruno'd Wilder, AJ, and Fury. Maybe so. Mike would have got in there and bitch, bit, that would have happened. I believe that. Bitch. Joshua, I'm gonna eat your kids, Joshua. Pretty boy. I'm gonna fuck you till you love me, faggot. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, Joshua's a pretty boy. You ain't shit. I'm gonna eat your kid, little pretty boy kid. I'm gonna fucking eat your kid. I'm gonna get you and grab you like your cell block 4 and fuck your wife. Whoa. Yeah. Anthony Josh. We'll see. But we know Joshua, I don't think he could take that type of pressure, especially someone that's crouching from that position. Mike's coming from up underneath, uppercuts. He throws a right uppercut. Then, I don't think Joshua could deal with that because Joshua's main thing is being like a bigger version of Mike Tyson. But if he gets hit, we've seen Joshua, you know what I mean? He will try to move. You've seen him. And when Usyk got at him, he was, oh shit, oh shit. You know what I mean? He will try that. But Tyson hitting him with certain shots, it probably would have knocked him out. Then you'd have saw a massive knockout, like a little short, stocky, buff, fucking pit bull knock out a big ass Rockwaller. So like USA got big football stadiums, but you squeeze boxing events into Vegas hotel. I don't know what that shit's about. That's the dumbest shit ever, ain't it? And then with COVID, it seems like they would take advantage of that and spread people out since they do have these big, massive ass fucking stadiums. Some people do, though. Look at Arlington Stadium, which is about 3 hours north of here. It's huge. And they've used that. They had 60,000, 65,000 people in there with Canelo, right? So it is what it is. When Billy Joe's dad got fucking skull drug and shit, and Tyson and Tommy didn't do a fucking thing. That was a trip. I heard Tyson smash Lewis to bits when Lewis visited him early on at where he trained with Cuss. I don't know. I heard it was a back and forth thing. I don't think he just beat up Lennox Lewis. I don't remember hearing that. Russell, there's no need to doubt that. Where are the smoke alarm trolls? I don't know. Do you know what? Head damn it. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it, Because I'm renting, man, if it was my house, because my house is in another state. So, that would have been already done. I have another perception. Primal Entertainment. Counterpunch to you. How are you, bro? I'm good, man. I'm doing good. Having a beer, sitting here chatting it up. Read a comment yesterday. If Abarabucci had kept his head straight, there would have been no Klitschko era. Got to agree with that. Oh my God, the Joker! What the fuck? Oh man. Keep the smoke alarm. It's your thing. I guess it's me and Blue Bloods thing, huh? It's your boy. Beep. Blue Blood Sports TV. Beep. Back at y'all with another one. So, that's crazy. I mean, if Ike would have been a serious, because Ike was he was a normal size heavyweight with great power, very good boxing skills, good chin. He went toe to toe with David Tua. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one, King Mike. And I think that he had a lot of tools, and the tools could have benefited him throughout all these fighters. You think about what probably Vitaly would be bad. It would be a tough fight. Lennox Lewis would have been a tough fight. Mike Tyson would have been a tough fight. But I think Abarabucci would have got Mike in 2002 or 3. If he would have kept his head straight, Ike probably would have got Tyson out of there, because if you take it to Tyson like Holyfield did without the fucking headbutts, you can beat Mike. You have to have Mike going backwards. If you fight him and you make him go backwards, you force him back, then that's when you apply the pressure. But then you have to do something to force him back, which is kind of tricky. If you look at Holyfield and Tyson, it was magical to see Holyfield know what to do with Tyson versus everyone else just gets so carried away with the head movement and the dynamic speed that Tyson has. But you have to remember something. Tyson didn't possess that same type of agility in the late 90s like that. He was bigger, he was bulkier, motherfucker was high. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it was crazy. I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to Blue. Coming with your boy with a half a dub. Don't say Hundo. Superstar boxer, arm length of 82 inches. Yeah, he breaks it down. Shout out to him. Kurt Ajagba versus Sanchez prediction. I'm going for Sanchez. You know, I've been seeing some footage on Sanchez. I've been seeing what he has to offer. Sanchez is a good fighter anyway. You know, the story, me and Frank, I met Frank in Shreveport. Met him in Shreveport. And real cool guy, quiet. You know, you could tell he was just like, he was young in this. This was his first fight. I remember being at that part, you know, because I had backstage passes and everything. You know, got some good footage, got some good fights, some good knockouts. I got his knockout on my channel if you guys want to watch it. But Frank, real humble guy, quiet. You know, we talked and stuff, you know, about, you know, family, life in Cuba, what he wants to do in his career, stuff like that. Real cool guy. And then we stay in touch and stuff. And Efe Jagba, I don't have anything against him. I think he's one hard-hitting mother sucker. He's kind of like, you know, Wilder 2.0, but I think he's coming along a little better because, you know, Wilder, I think they stretched that perception so long. I mean, they stretched it so long to the point it's like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Insert Frank Bruno laugh. Oh, man. I'm like, dude, you sound like some Phantom of the Opera, sir. That shit's kind of frightening to hear him laugh. You know what I mean? Yes, Kurt Rivas versus Joshua. Ooh, nice. No, see, Rivas versus Joshua, though. If Rivas, here's my thing. If Rivas was trained right, mind you, if he was trained right, not saying I don't think he can hurt Joshua, because I do think he can, but I think the style of Joshua. See, Joshua could sit back and he can just let those hands. He can bow, bow, bow. You know, he can step, and then he'll take a step back, and then Rivas tries to come inside. He can catch it, bop, 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 bop. He can catch him because he has the height, he has the reach. But mind you something, keep in mind, okay, if Rivas was trained the way he's supposed to be trained, if Mike Tyson was training Rivas, think about it, fucking Mike and Rivas getting together, dude. Rivas he would be an absolute beast. Think about it. Rivas, if Mike taught him the head movement, side to side, straight, down, uppercut. If he taught him that, and Rivas is actually able to emulate and use that side to side to his advantage, that peekaboo, exactly, Rivas would probably be unstoppable because he's no bitch in him, great chin, great power. He just lacks technique and the proper training. He needs to get the fuck out of Canada, get out of Lemueville, come down here, fuck with Mike, stay away from the pot, okay, and get trained right. I think Counterpunch versus Wilder is next. Nah, not at all. I would fight him. I would fight him. I want Joshua. Give me Joshua. Why does the title say Dillian White? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Let me change that shit. Sorry. You know what? I just did a Dillian White video, which I haven't published yet. And yeah, because that's supposed to actually have been Deontay Wilder. So I'm sorry. So let me change that now. There we go. Boom. All right. Changed it. Thank you, man. Thank you. Because I thought it was Wilder. I'm like, how the hell you you can't confuse Wilder with White. You sorry. That two different body styles, same color, two different body styles and everything. They don't look shit alike. Kurt on them beers. No, actually, this is my second beer, so that was just an honest mistake. It ain't like, man, I'm sorry, man. Fuck, you know. You know what I mean? Yep, DW. You know. So, but I done two. I finished two Dillian White videos, so I think that's what it was. So Dillian White was still in my head. Thank you for doing these lives with us, bro. Hey, no problem, no problem. And it's like I don't know. I don't have a schedule for work. So it's like I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm not working yet, which I thought I was going to be working. They said I'll be working today. So I'm not, you know what I mean? So I'm not on set. And they're cheap. And I know what they're doing because season 7 of Fear of the Walking Dead is coming to a close. So instead of putting me on hold, which putting a person on hold is like, okay, you can stay at home but still get paid. What they're doing is, no, we're not doing that. We're just going to call you in when we need you. They should have had me on hold for this week, last week, and part of the week before. Well, not last week because I was out of town for family function, but the week before that. So the week before that, not last week, but this week, I should have been on hold. No spoilers. I won't do that. I hate spoilers. St. Don. Like I would fight a motherfucker that tells me something that they don't supposed to tell me about something that I want to see. And I can't stand people that do that. My daughter's mom was like that. She wants to know what happens before she watches something. I'm like, that's the stupidest shit ever. Then I start thinking about, okay, that's probably about your personality because you have to feel that you are in control or have something like a leverage on a particular situation because you know about it already. It's so stupid. Just let the product intrigue you and watch the shit for what it is. Don't, oh man, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen? Like, watch it and you'll see, you fucking dunce. You know what I mean? That shit irks me. Anything that irks me like that irks me. Kurt got. Oh man, you crazy. I wish Sean Boyle was at the press conference. Oh my God, who's this Sean Boyle character? People read the last page of the of a book first. Yeah, that's shitty. I couldn't do that. I can't. Yeah, spoilers are horrible. That's bad. Yo, what's happening, Kurt? You just got notified, which is a bit weird. Hope you're good, mate. Hey, man, at least better late than never. We've been on this shit an hour. So, I don't plan to get off soon. So, you know what I mean? I got a lot of beer left. I don't have any whiskey, though. I think it's too early for whiskey, honestly. Because it's only like, it's not even 4 o'clock here yet. It's like 3:30, 3:34. Just got note. Okay, Kurt, much love to you. I can't wait for Saturday night. I want to hear what excuse Wilder's going to throw out there after Fury whoops him again. Bathgate Boys TV. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. I hope everybody can come, man. That's going to be a good time. Whenever I get off this live stream, I'm going to definitely set up my my live stream, my StreamYard for that because, it's good. That's going to be big and it's going to be massive. It's near to 10 p.m. here, Kurt. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And I'm definitely going there, but I'm kind of like, yo, you have to go. You have to get the jab there, I think. And it's like I'm not trying to do that. Let me share something with you guys. Hold on a second. See, I like to work out, right? So this is what I use. These are my multivitamins, and this is what I take every day. Myovite, right? Or Myovite. So Myovite, right? Now they have everything: brain health, cardiovascular, liver health, digestive health, healthy bones, muscle and endurance, joint health, all in one, right? Now look. So, this shit looks like a fucking somebody, no disrespect to anybody that has HIV or whatever, but it looks like some shit that you would take, right? Look at all those pills. You know what I mean? I take these before lunch, and then I take another one after, and then I take this after first. But no, seriously. That's what I take. I take that after I eat, like midday. And I take this at morning, and I take this at night. This is that sea moss I was telling you about, right? Sea moss. So between that, and if I'm feeling shitty, I'll take an emergency, right? So that's it. So my perception, along with my antibodies, because I have a lot. I did a test. I have a lot of antibodies for COVID because I had COVID, so it's a good thing. Jay Rodriguez, todo bien, todo bien. ¿Y tú? Estoy tomaste esta cerveza así. Pero no es presidente, pero muy pronto me tomar, coño. That's the Jarrell Miller. Nah, that's not. Nah, man. Yo, Kurt, how you doing, my friend? Everything's good, Rocco. Everything's good. Hey, Rocco. Yeah, Rocco. Them pills sure make great roid supplements. I don't know. I hope not. I've had COVID and I just ate some dog peel. Fucking ivermectin. Tranquilo. Oh, sorry. Tranquilo aquí. Getting some, about to prepare a grub of. Ooh, Brugal. Oh, man. Brugal is fucking wicked. I will have Brugal in 2 weeks because I'm going back to the Caribbean. But Brugal is a rum. It's a rum there. It's a type of rum. I had some Brugal. I forget what it was. I think it was a double shot, double barrel, and it was fucking good. But yeah. Yeah, man, you got that King Mike Hall. All right, Rocco. Yeah. See, I'm a fucking Italian. I'll kick these guys' fucking ass over here. I love Eddie Murphy Raw, bro. I love Eddie Murphy Raw. Extra viejo. Yeah. Extra viejo. That's exactly what it is. I can't remember where I was at now. I was somewhere, probably ripped the shit, but I remember it was a lot smooth. I'm like, oh, this shit's really good. You know what? No, I was in DR the last time. I was in DR, and then I had some, and then yeah, I remember that. Yes, right. One of my exes took the shit with him. You know what I mean? He was like, toma este por favor. Oh, get the hell out of here. Fucking begging bum. Send a man blind, but it's good. Love your channel, brother. I believe it or not, it's the best on YouTube. Ajagba versus Sanchez. Can't wait for that. Look. Oh, Kurt got me some Guinness now. Ash Bar. Fuck that. I don't want any more Guinness the rest of this year. Give me some in January. Give me some in February. Don't give me none now. Look, I just had some because my birthday just passed like this weekend. And I had some Guinness. I had about 4 pints, maybe 5. And I had some shots. I had about 4 or 5 shots. Dude, I was sick as shit the next day. Back hurting. That shit's bad. It'll have your stool black. I'm like, oh, God. It's bad. Bill Gates only turning you infertile. No, right? Don't worry about that. I'm not, I'm good. New to the channel, looking for more potential debates. Mike on sports. Counterpunch to you, brother. Welcome to the channel. We debate on everything because it's like, why not? Freaking love this channel. Gift from above, man. Frank Ash Yale. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. FA versus Frank is the fight I'm most looking forward to. I got FA in 8. Look, it's going to be a hard fight because you got 2 undefeated guys, one from Goa, the other from Nigeria, Niger. Look, it's going to be because they know what's on the line. Because these guys, Frank knocked a motherfucker out of the ring last time. FA has already like a cult following. You know what I mean? So, like, if Frank Sanchez beats FA Ajagba, he ascends to that Daniel Dubois level, right? Is that safe to say? And then, like, Frank Sanchez versus Daniel Dubois, I'm Team Frank all the way, though. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Kurt, what you feeling right now? Got your gut check. Wilder, Fury, what happens? Disqualification. See, I'm glad they let some energy out. I am glad because, we don't know what happened. You got Wilder feeling violent. Shit, Tyson was feeling violent too when he bit the shit out of Holyfield. Paul, respect from the UK. Your opinion on Russian heavyweight Arslanbek Makhmadov, hard puncher. He's an awkward dude, though. Very awkward, but I think because he's very awkward and hard hitting, that makes him very dangerous. Yeah, I did a piece on him. He wants those fights, and I think either those guys have to come in touch with reality, and they need to get with someone like Usyk's manager, promoter, or whatever, and get them known, because like you can knock out a bunch of people we never heard of, but I think he's in Canada now, right? So whoever he's with, I hope he gets his shot. Disqualification. What is this, WWF? No. I just think that the shit's it might create a riot because of the buildup, because of the bullshit, because of everything that's really hasn't been said until yesterday. So people have, you have to be accountable for what people say. It's either that or they're just some big bullshit shit talkers. Like people say, like you have certain channels. I don't remember the name of the channels, but I know they're friends with Fred from Barbershop Conversations. And he said he hoped Javen, it's going to be a hard thing to crack. Javen Sugar Hill he wishes him to be burn up in a car fire. You got motherfuckers that think like that, all fucking retarded. So it is what it is. Hrgovic versus Babik is going to be a good fight. Hrgovic will end up chinning him, though, in my opinion. Hrgovic is fighting Babik. Is that true? That's a good fight. I love these mini wars. You have this war over here, 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 this war over here. And then, hopefully they can come together and start war with each other. That's Drew Titan. He's a lunatic. You can see it in his eyes. Yeah, I believe that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's exactly who it is. And it's like, dude, whatever. Whatever. Best result for Saturday would be Malik having to throw in the towel. Yo, that's the thing. Oh shit! Wait a minute. I heard something about one of the cast members. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta take this real quick. Okay, any day Christmas. Okay. Oh yeah, I figured that. I've seen that already. Black Panther star Letitia Wright has allegedly exposed anti-vaccine views on set. Well, okay, whatever. No fuckers be throwing any tiles Saturday, guaranteed. No, that won't happen, Frank. It wouldn't. And then see, if I die, Malik. I love you. I love you. But if you throw in that towel, I'm gonna kill you. Cause you my brother. I spared Mark breathing because he wasn't my brother. But you my brother and you betray me, that's gonna hurt me deep. But if you throw in that towel, when it get wild, I'm gonna kill you. Ethro underscore 369. Shout out to you, counter punch. To you. Oh, Kurt, who do you think won the meltdown? I say Fury. Well, again, it depends on, you know, it depends on how people look. Me personally, I know both of these guys. I know how they act. I know how they did act, and I know how they're acting now. The only person that really changed from passive to aggressive to passive is Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury's, they're always, these guys were like here, both of them. Tyson Fury a little bit here because he can talk better. But that didn't stop the energy or aggression from Deontay Wilder. He just wasn't as quick as Tyson Fury. But that didn't stop him from talking shit. That didn't stop him from saying 9-inch foot nails. Shit like that. You know, I mean, it didn't stop that. It just, just Fury was better at it. But when you stop doing what you normally do, just for the sake of what, I mean, I don't know what. Silence is golden. Like, what the fuck? Where you get that shit from? The fucking song? Silence is golden, golden. Ooh. What, do you listen to that fucking song? Kurt, who is Floyd's picking your voice? Now, I don't really care. I don't really care who wins. I think Tyson Fury is a hell of a fighter. I know he's not like me. He tries to say he's like a heavyweight version of me, but if it was me, I would have never got chinned by Wilder. I see he overextends the right hand and he wants to commit to the punch. I take his punch. A guy like me, I take his punch and I take it away from him. That's what I do. If this fighter got this fighter or this fighter fast like this, or he got this left hook, I take that away from that fighter. I would have took that away from Deontay Wilder. So at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder would just been licking my boots because it would have only been one fight. Because with me, Floyd Money Mayweather, TMT, hashtag TBE, I'd get it right the first time. Shout out to Al Heyman. Shout out to Leonard Ellaby. Shout out to all my kids. TMT. That's what Floyd would have done. Floyd wouldn't have gave a shit. Respect your impression of Mayweather. Brilliant. I mean, that's what he would have done. That's Floyd. Floyd would have just shared, TBT, everything. Deontay Wilder, he needs to come with everything else. He just has one trick, no special gifts, no straight up and down fighter. That if I trained him, he could beat Tyson Fury. But since I'm not going to train him, there's no guarantee that he's going to beat Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury going to do the same thing. Tyson Fury knows what to do. He's a boxer. He's been a boxer. I think what my understanding is, the gypsies, the travelers, they fight and they fight all their life. So I've been fighting all my life. So I know what it's like to be a gypsy. I know what it's like to be a gypsy. That's who I am. Floyd Money Mayweather. Would you consider Sean Boyle to be on the WBC mandatory? Hell no, Hugh Boyle. Cut that shit out. Fuck. You're worse than fucking Kato. Juice, want some juice? Shut that shit off, Kato, said OJ. Floyd the Gypsy King. I hear they've been discriminated against in the UK, but that's okay because I can be a gypsy too, and I'll buy the restaurants. I'll buy the restaurants they get kicked out of. That's how I feel about equality for all people, and plus they white too. So why y'all fucking with them? Whoever Floyd talks about, it's always about him. I know, and ego. Wow, counterpunch to you. Look, that's some real shit. He will turn that shit around and make it about himself. You know, this is one of the biggest heavyweight fights in 30 years. I don't know, man. I mean, can we say that? I mean, based on who we have fighting now, I mean, shit, you got Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. The only problem is, and here's the good thing about Usyk, right? Is Usyk, Wilder versus Otto next. Ooh, exposaholic. Ooh. Everybody put $5,000 on Otto Wallin. If you don't win, go come after fucking exposaholic. And I know I should have put some money on Usyk. I'm not gonna. I thought about that shit. Like, damn, I should have put money on Usyk because see, I promised myself a long time ago that I wouldn't gamble again. You know what I mean? I'm not a gambling dude anyway. I don't like that shit. But wrong channel. But when that fight was over, when I saw Usyk do what he did, do what I knew he could do, that I believed he could do, that I spoke that he could do, that I believed he could do, and received that he could do, I regretted not betting on that fight. You know what I mean? Because it was like, damn, I could have put fucking 20 grand on that fucking fight. I'd have been fucking massive. I'd have been like fucking Biff from Back to the Future 2. All I need was my Grace Sports Almanac, right? Is Floyd good for boxing? Floyd was good for Floyd. Let's just be real. Like, Floyd was good for Floyd. Otto will get Wilder ready for Usyk. Oh, wow. That is some impressive shit, exposaholic. I never really thought of it like that, but not really. Because you don't really get prepared for, a southpaw, but then is it safe to say that he's already had experience with Luis Ortiz, exposaholic? Is that safe to say? Because he's been in the ring with him. And then the question is, what did he really like? Here's the thing. I look at Wilder like then, now Wilder now. I look at Wilder no different now. Maybe it's a little premature than I did AJ. But I think Wilder now would have a better understanding based on who he's allowing his camp to train him, to show him, to reveal to him why these things are. You think Malik Scott don't fucking share things in his fucking fight study when he looks at and he sees what these fighters do? You think he doesn't? You know what I mean? Malik Scott knows. And it would be good for Wilder if that was a Wilder Usyk. Why? Because Malik Scott knows. I sparred with this motherfucker. I know what he does. I know what he can do. And I know he's brilliant at doing what he does. Okay, well, no, Otto is more skilled than Usyk. Get the fuck out of here. Otto Wallin is more skilled than Usyk. Okay, you lost me with that one. No, I disagree with you on that one. I'm just going to go ahead and disagree with you on that one. But I think, damn, you even forgot what you made me forgot what I was going to say. Boom, I'm back. All right. Malik Scott could train Deontay Wilder for that. Matter of fact, he'd already talked about Deontay Wilder and Usyk. I just hadn't counterpunched it yet. Could Usyk versus Wallin for Undisputed a new era? That would be fucking cool. I would watch that shit. I would be proud. Why? Because there all this shit that we talked and we think we had and we think we know and we think and believed in, all that shit will be done. Is that Johnny Nelson in the room? I don't know if there's Johnny Nelson in the room. Where? Otto better than Usyk is the biggest call. Shit. Dude, Otto Wallin better than Usyk. You out of your fucking mind. At what? Punching power? Speed? Footwork? Defense? What the fuck is Otto Wallin better at Usyk then? That's what I want to know because, dude, when you said that shit, I was like, oh man, that makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, Otto, yeah, okay. Dude, really? In other words, what can Wallin do that Usyk can't? Who punches harder, Fury or Usyk? I don't fucking know. You'd have to bet on Tyson Fury. Otto is better at being taller. I give you that. He's taller. Shit, but really? English? Yeah. He's better at English. Mark, you're right. Otto versus Usyk would be on free TV. Well, it would be a good fight to see, and I would see Alexander Usyk beating Otto Wallin badly. Because see, at that point, Otto Wallin is a good combination fighter, and he would throw punches, but he would be nothing special. And then what'll happen, Otto would try to attack him, but he ended up getting countered. Johnny Nelson said Usyk an average southpaw. You know what? He did say that, didn't he? I remember that. He got fucking chewed out, didn't he? He only has better footwork. What about speed? Kurt, do you think Joe Joyce wins a world title as UK? Don't rate him. Maybe if the belts were split. But see, since you have one guy with 3/4 of the belts, like it's going to be hard. No, Otto is faster. I don't believe Otto is faster. But you know what? Let me go look at Otto and see. You know what I mean? I don't think he's faster. I think maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But off the top of my head, I think Usyk is faster because I think Usyk is more accurate. You know, the question is, it's like who throws faster combinations versus who throws better reflex punches and counters. Who engages faster, who can close the distance faster. Those are the questions you ask yourself. Is that better? Is a better attribute than fucking throwing 5 or 6 punches? You might can throw those 5 or 6 punches. Otto may be stronger. He may be. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like those 5 punches that he throws, are they faster than 5 punches that Alexander Usyk can throw? Or is Alexander Usyk just better at doing it or landing with his shots than Otto Wallin with his 4 or 5 punch combinations? Usyk's footwork is so good it makes you think he's faster than what he really is. Now I could dig that because where he places himself, he doesn't hit you with a lot of. He's not a fucking Pacquiao. He's not. He's a guy that works on feints, distance, and countering. And he's always focused and he's always looking and he's always aware of where he can counter. So you may have a point there. But Otto Wallin, I want to see him because, he's not a slow fighter, no stretch of the, imagination. Brazil washed up and too slow to evade Wallin. And then that's another thing. I don't want to look at Wallin. I want to look at something like a fight like Tyson Fury and Wallin because at that point, at least we will know that Wallin is fighting someone that has quick hands too. So Usyk equals a heavyweight Pacquiao. I don't think so. I think Usyk is equivalent of a heavyweight Loma, not Pacquiao. Loma, dude. Have you seen Loma when he fights? Loma probes with his jab. He probes with his jab. Then he'll come back to bait and switch you. Then he'll come back. He'll probe, come back, and if he catches you, spot. You know, and he's so fast with it, and he'll lean. He'll lean with his hands up. He'll lean with his hands up. He'll lean. He'll lean. He'll lean. Pop, pop, pop. And he'll get back. He'll come in front of you and see if you are trying to counter him back. If you're trying to counter him back, right, he will either move out of the way or he will fight you straight up. But it's better to avoid punches. So, but he doesn't throw 5 or 6 unless he has you hurt, unless he has you tired. If he has you tired, he's going to press you because he's not going to get tired. He lets the other guy get tired. So it's like, look, there's a saying in jiu-jitsu, don't get tired, let the other guy get tired. That's what he does. It's more of a mental thing. It's like, okay, I know I'm going to outwit you because I'm going to have more on angst, more on reserve than you will have. I know I will. Usyk is way better than Loma. I don't know because, see, Loma's shitty end of the deal because Loma's got in a situation where you had King Ryan over here. Teofimo, he fought him, lost. Gervonta Tank over here. Devin Haney over there. So we don't know. It's sad. He got in a situation where he couldn't express himself like he wanted to. The fights that he wanted, he didn't get. He wanted that Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Floyd, we're not going to do that. Gervonta pisses Floyd off. We're going to put Gervonta Tank Davis in there with Lomachenko. We're going to make that fight happen because he pissed me off. He's spoiled. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show him how it's like to be in there with a real dog. Right? Josh Taylor's at 140, but Jay Rodriguez, remember, he didn't go to 140. And that's another thing I think hurt Loma. Loma, he stopped his opportunities by stopping at a certain weight class. You don't do that. That motherfucker ain't no taller or smaller than Pacquiao. Maybe Pacquiao probably stronger. You know what I mean? But no. Loma has a bit more variety than Usyk. Yeah, a bit, somewhat. But if you're dealing with somebody like Usyk, he's, that motherfucker has great footwork, bro. You calm down, man. I know, right? Do you think Sean Boyle would cope against legends such as Martin? Such a lot of people comparing Usyk to Chris Bird. Chris Bird, though, he's a hell of a fighter. He throws a lot of punches. He throws a lot of, like, Chris Bird, and it's funny, his last name is Bird, but Chris Bird is, and like he will throw punches, and he's so quick that he will throw them at you, and then try to he'll make these funny. He's a real antagonizing fighter. He'll make you want to knock him out. That's why I loved about the Ika Barabucci fight, because he was just like, with his mouth like this, like a little bird and shit, and he's just, but he'll turn you. So he'll throw 4 or 5 punches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then he'll come around you, and he'll spin you. Then he'll reset, like he did Klitschko. Klitschko ended up fucking up his arm trying to catch him, right? But Chris Bird, as he made an admittance, he wasn't a true heavyweight. So, I mean, Chris Bird was hell, though. He was a problem. He was a very smart guy, and if he didn't belong at heavyweight, he should have been there. Kurt, I'm hitting my bed. Good night, and God bless. Great live as usual. Nikki Blue Eyes, counterpunch to you. God bless you back. Chisora did better against Usyk than AJ did. That tells you AJ will make amends in a rematch. Well, Richard, it tells you that Chisora had a better game plan. Go in there and beat his ass up. Hold on a second. Yeah, prank call. But no, Chisora was better at executing his game plan. Well, he had a better game plan. Let's say that. I don't think he was better at executing it. I think he had the right idea. It's just he couldn't take it off the ground like he really wanted to. Got to beat Usyk with a bull rush and great stamina. But does he have that? We don't even know if AJ can beat Del Boy yet. Look, Del Boy is older. We have to understand these are human beings. Del Boy's 37. I don't know. I know he was 37 when he fought Joseph Parker. And Del Boy is a guy that, he knows the game. He knows how to fight. He's been here before again and again and again. And I think that at the end of the day, he will try to knock you out. He can always be dangerous. He dropped Tyson Fury, if you guys can remember. But someone like AJ, you know what? He might beat AJ because AJ likes him and respects him. You know what I mean? I think that may happen. That could happen. Joshua's too nice. You guys want to hear a impersonation of Errol Spence talking about Anthony Joshua? Right? After these messages. All right. This is Errol Spence impersonation of Anthony Joshua. Man, Anthony Joshua, man, I'm gonna tell you, he all right, man, but I'm gonna tell you, he too soft in the ass. He too soft in the ass. Every time he get with somebody, he get the smiling in their face, he get his ass whooped. He too soft in the ass for me, man. He just too soft in the ass. Need to stay his ass in the UK. Damn, Kurt, you got the bubble guts. The bubble guts? No, I don't. I don't have the bubble guts. The bubble guts is when you're scared and you're about to shit on yourself, Bobby Collins. AJ wasn't scared, but it looked like he fought scared. Well, that ain't gonna happen, Igor. Jay Washington. If Wilder loses, he needs to give credit to Fury. Yeah, he does. He needs to start with this fight. Because you're sure the hell ain't gonna get that out of him in the next fight. Not at all. If Wilder loses, okay, Kurt got that southpaw stance down to a T. Well, I mean, I've seen a lot of southpaws, but Nikki Blue Eyes, you saw that as well. Did you see the head rub as well? AJ tried to box with Usyk instead of fight. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. That was the wrong approach to fight Alexander Usyk. It was. He thought he went in there really thinking he was better at Usyk than Usyk was at doing the shit that he's pretty much mastered. See, If you are a learner, don't pretend to be a fucking master. That was AJ's problem. Best boxing channel on YouTube. Call it factually. Jake Welsh counterpunched to you with those damn near 2 pounds. Nick Barabbas, I think that the first straight left hook AJ, he was like, what the fuck, the rest of the fight. Yeah, well, he hit AJ, and AJ was like, this dude can fucking hurt me. He really rattled my shit when he hit me, and I was like, oh, fuck, this guy can really hit. You know, he thought, I greet you from Ukraine, country of boxers. Chris Kazadze, Kazadi, counterpunch to you. Joshua looked so shy to put Pulev away early. AJ is soft, said Jay Washington. Joshua looked shy to put Pulev away early. Well, hey, you know, this shit here, man, when you have, and this is the perception of heavyweight boxing, and it's the problem with heavyweight boxing. You got Joshua fighting Ruiz, Pulev, Povetkin, now Usyk, right? And then you have a guy fighting Variety. Then you have Wilder and Fury. They fought each other 3 times in 3 years. Wilder's only fought. No, he fought Ortiz, and he fought him twice. Then he fights Dominic Brazil, knocks him smooth out. But that's not what it's all about, you know? And then they're like, hey, you know, Usyk this, Usyk that, or Ruiz this, Ruiz that, or Pulev this, Pulev that, or Joseph Parker. Listen. Once these guys get out of this saga, they will know what it's like to fight other different fighters. And then we'll see if they're not cherry picks or not based on the competition. If these winners are not going for the fight Dillian White, the winner, or they're not trying to make an undisputed fight with Usyk, which is impossible, then we already know what's up. Wilder would punish Usyk. No. Good Fight TV. He would not punish anybody. Wilder is not a punisher. He's a knockout artist. He's a guy that hits you. That ain't punish. Punish is when you pop a motherfucker, then you hit him again, then you hit him again, then you hit him again, then you hurt him, then you hit him again, then you hurt him again, then you hit him again. That's punishment. Okay, Wilder's a knockout puncher. He ain't punishing shit. If he beats Usyk, it'll be by knockout. He caught Usyk. Got you, bitch. You're going to go out. And Usyk, you know what I mean? Here comes Wilder. But it's going to be that initial punch that he caught Usyk with. It's not going to be no shit like, oh, it goes 12 rounds. No. Wilder wouldn't have won a 12-round decision against Ortiz, first or second. Okay, let's just be real. No, that's Luis Ortiz. He ain't going to win decisions. Wilder don't do decisions. And that's why I don't understand that. Why do you think Wilder was so inclined on talking about Tyson Fury being knocked out in the first fight? Because he knew, dude, you didn't win that fucking fight because Fury got up. And because he got up, he had more rounds than you. He beat you. Usyk will laugh that off. I'd fucking doubt that shit. I don't know about Usyk will laugh that off or not. I don't know about that. Because, see, Wilder knows how to punch. And if Wilder can catch Usyk, but if it's not flush, it will be some shit like that Tyson Fury rematch type shit. Boom, Tyson Fury goes with that shit, takes it, and then gives his own and gets the fight stopped. Because he's putting too much on Wilder at one time. You know Wilder was hurt. He was hurt. He was a wounded fucking warrior. That's what he was. Yeah, Dillian White, believe it or not, people, Dillian White is a champion. He's just an interim champion. Now, the funny thing about Dillian White is he's actually doing the right thing. He is actually wanting to fight in wanting the mandatory position for the actual crown. Whereas King Ryan Garcia, let's drop the king shit. Ryan Garcia and Jojo Diaz, those guys are interim guys fighting each other. Can't make that shit up. Like, don't you want the real belt? But White is a warrior, like AJ, fights everyone he needs to smoke Wylene. He does. If he doesn't, his ass is done. He's done. He's done on that. He can give that shit up. It would be pitiful. I'll be like, you poor bastard. But hey, it is what it is. It's the sport that I love that I hate so much, man. And it's unforgiving. Boxing, people, is unforgiving. It is. So it is what it is, man. But I think based off the character or the personality switches between two fighters, I think Tyson Fury had him. I think Tyson Fury, now it was things Tyson Fury could have answered, about his gloves. But Tyson Fury did this. Fuck it. Yeah, I did it. What you gonna do about it? That's what Tyson Fury literally did. He said, yeah, I did it. What you gonna do about it? So listen, I hope the best for this fight. I'm glad you guys came on. God bless each and every one of you. I'm going to jump off here. Got to make some calls. Got to do some stuff. Stay tuned because the next counterpunching video is near you. And we will go live Saturday on time, 7:30, because that's a stacked undercard, people. That's no joke. We have Efe Ajagba versus Frank Sanchez. We have Adam Kalnaki versus Alenius Part 2. Wow. Then we have, of course, the knockout artist Balanga on top of the main event. Deontay Wilder taking on and challenging Tyson the Gypsy King Fury for his WBC heavyweight title. So stay tuned for that. You guys, I will see you there. If you're not there, be square or be there later. But anyway, all you guys have been Counterpunch, and have a great day or night. Peace.